Thank you so much, David. I am thrilled to be joined by three fantastic, proud R.O.C.K alum, Desirae, Marissa, and Zeus. Nice to meet all of you young people.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for sitting down with me. Let's get right to it. Tell me about how you first discovered R.O.C.K and how old you were.
So I was introduced to R.O.C when I was in middle school. My sister's 3 years younger. So somebody told my mother about the program that my mother was a single mother, so that they told her about a program that would help her with us after school, and then also on the weekends with the R.O.C skill drills program that would help us learn skills in athletics. So it was just something for one to help my mother and to help us get out of the house and out of the neighborhood.
Right. And Marissa, how about you?
I joined R.O.C when I was in kindergarten. They used to send representatives over to our elementary school and just share a little bit about the program and what it offered. And I have two older sisters that joined before I did, so they kind of came home with a pamphlet, showed my mom, and it was really hard to get her to say yes at first. But she gave in, and she brought my sisters first, and then when she started to fill the waters out with everything, she brought all my other siblings along with them, and then some. So, I was in kindergarten.
And by the way, how many siblings do you have?
I'm one of 9.
There you go. Shout out to her
sisters.
mom. Okay,
Yeah.
let's make sure we get that out there, right? And Zeus, tell me about your R.O.C experience. How old were you?
I joined in the first grade. We had people coming to our classroom, basically, promoting a weekly program for Saturdays, like Saturday skill drills. And I wanted to get out of the house, so it all worked out.
Desirae, I want you to talk to me a bit about growing up in Viz Valley and the challenges you faced.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Sunnydale housing projects with a single mother. And it was a rough neighborhood. There is a lot of violence and drugs and gangs, and plenty of times I went to sleep with gunshots and been in the middle of gunshots, fire and fights, all of the above. So there was a lot of negativity around me in that neighborhood. I love the neighborhood I was born in, and I love everything because it made who I am today. But again, R.O.C was able to show us something so different and show me like what else is out there and what I can reach for. So I'm like forever grateful for that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
You shared with me earlier that R.O.C showed you what your future could be.
Yeah. It was stuff that I never even imagined, because I never had those mentors in my life to even see that. And R.O.C gifted me with that. So yeah.
One of the many things we love about R.O.C.
Yeah.
All right, Marissa, tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned previously, I'm one of 9, and it was a struggle, but I like to call it a beautiful struggle, because although, as Desirae mentioned, it was a really violent area, and being one of 9, I remember growing up in a 1-bedroom house, and my parents took the bed, and all my siblings were all scattered around the floor. So we didn't have a lot, but my parents made sure that they gave us as much as they could, and didn't have the nicest things, didn't have the nicest clothes, but we had each other, and we had it all. And then my sisters thankfully brought that pamphlet home, and my mom brought us to R.O.C and kind of saw the beautiful in the struggle, and like Desirae mentioned, opened our eyes to all these opportunities and what is really out there outside of the bubble that we called Visitacion Valley.
And let's take this opportunity to move on to Zeus and tell me about your childhood.
I grew up in a pretty diverse part of the neighborhood, so all of my neighbors were really welcoming. I mean, there was a little bit of conflict going on here and there sometimes, but it didn't really seem like there was, because everybody kind of had each other. But R.O.C kind of like opened up just like a whole new world of like togetherness, I guess, for me. So when I would come home, I would feel a little bit more not welcome in my neighborhood, but I'd feel a little bit more inspired to actually like speak with my neighbors, or actually hang out with the neighborhood kids and kind of come together and not be so divided, I guess.
Marissa, I want to come back to you because you lived in Viz Valley and then y'all moved to Millbrae.
Yeah.
Was that kind of a culture shock
Oh
situation?
my God, it was wild.
Tell me about
It was
it.
wild. So it was a complete 180. We actually moved out of San Francisco because my sister on the way home from school one day found a dead body, and it was traumatizing to her. So that was kind of like my mom's last straw. She was, I need to get my kids out of there. So it all happened so quickly. I just remember like getting my Viz Valley Middle School school list, like classes, and then all of a sudden boxes were packed and we were gone. And
how old were you then?
I was 11.
Okay, oh,
Yeah.
that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and it took me a long time to make friends. Now that I do have those friends, they now tell me that when I did move over there, they didn't want to talk to me because I looked mean. I looked like I was going to punch them in the face. They didn't want to like any part of it, and I get it, because growing up where we come from, you have to have your guard up. You have to have that image.
Protective armor.
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to, or else you're going to get punked. And so I had that going into a suburban town. So although I was far, R.O.C.K never really left.
Yeah, that's what R.O.C.K stays with you, as I see it, for the rest of your lives.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm extremely proud of you, because that was so difficult. And by the way, who could think that precious face, when she showed up at 11 years old, was mean and hardcore? Look at that precious face.
She's ready.
Zeus, I understand there's an interesting story about your name that I would love for you to share with us.
Oh yeah. So Zeus is my nickname, but I can't say government name, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, my government name's Zeus. It's pretty hard to pronounce for some people.
Yeah.
So my family would call me Juice.
Okay.
I got to kindergarten, and when the teacher called my name, was calling out attendance, they said my full name. And I raised my hand. I said, "Hey, my name is Juice." And I guess she said, "Did you say Zeus?" And I said, "Yeah," because I was so shy and I didn't really want to correct her. So it just stuck with me, I guess, my entire life. It never changed.
I'm just finding this out.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the kind of investigative reporting that I do, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great story, though, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, Zeus totally fits for you.
Thanks, yeah.
Right?
I've known her my whole life. She just found out my government name. It's okay, yeah, but
I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is a good conversation. What else will we uncover as we continue speaking? I know that R.O.C provides a lot of services, a lot of programs. You've shared with me earlier before we started rolling here. They bring in people from different backgrounds, and they show you, like you're talking about the skills drills on the weekends and everything, showing you just a world you didn't even know existed. So, Zeus, tell me about your experience with people from different backgrounds and the things that you learned in these different programs at R.O.C.
just seeing a different culmination of people kind of made me more self-aware of like who I am and where I come from. And it's helped me understand my culture a lot more and celebrate tradition a little different.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, you hear it all the time, but diversity is our strength. It might sound kind of cheesy and cliche, but it's so true. So, Desirae, let's talk about R.O.C activities that I know you shared one with me earlier.
Yeah.
Some of the things you learned or were exposed to at R.O.C that were your favorites.
Yeah, there's a few favorite, but my all-time favorite is whitewater rafting in the summer. Like, I did not know what whitewater rafting was before R.O.C. When we got there, I was like, wait, we're going in that doing what? And then it was just, Zeus, people were all in the water. It was just a good time, like thrown off the boats. It was a great time. Again, being able to like get out of my house for a summer and like be able to enjoy time with my peers, time somewhere else, and like just get to learn a new activity that I really love to this day. So I can't wait to go whitewater rafting again.
I can tell how passionate you are about it.
Oh, let's go. Where's my life jacket? Right?
Yes.
I'm down with that.
And Marissa, what about some memories for you?
One thing in particular that I loved and to this day loved is ropes course. And I loved doing the ropes course because it challenges ourselves, and then there's some ropes course that we had to work together as a team to like make it all the way to the top. Those were always so fun. So just being amongst the trees and doing zip lining, and we had this thing called the flying squirrel, which we had to run as far as we can, and then it bungeed you all the way back into the trees and you're just flying. It was so fun to do as a kid, and that kind of stuck with me. I love going to different national parks. I love going hiking. I love anything that is green and blue, water and trees.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That's
I
wonderful.
love it.
Let's talk now about what are some of the things that really impacted you from R.O.C. that you can see yourself using in your life today?
Honestly, just showing up. That really meant a lot to me. But all the volunteers showed up every Saturday. Everybody was there for the after-school program every single day to help us with whatever we needed to. They're really diligent, and they're really wise at the same time. So, but yeah, it taught me to stay truthful to myself too.
Oh, see?
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
I always keep it real with myself. If anything's ever happening that I know I don't have control over, like situations I know I don't have control over, I kind of just let it be. Yeah, I don't really like second guess it or try to fix it or anything. But I do try to have a controlled environment, I guess.
No.
But I never try to control the environment, I guess.
Oh my, Zeus,
Yeah.
you better preach. I mean, you young people are so wise. I wish I had known or learned this at your age, because I'm still learning. It's another thing, you never stop learning, kids. What you said, though, which I want everybody to pay attention to, those two important words he says, showing up. Just showing up. It's so important in so many ways. All right, Miss Desirae, tell me how R.O.C. has impacted your life and as you continue your journey.
Yeah, that's like it's heavy loaded, but I don't when someone asks me about my life and where I've come from, I don't speak about it without mentioning R.O.C. because literally they've taught me everything. I was a little shy as well. I mean, I was an athlete as well, but just everything. Any issues that I had, I can run to R.O.C. They introduced me to my high school that I went to. I went to a private high school in San Francisco. Never heard of it. Just everything that led up to where I am today. I literally owe it all to R.O.C. It was so much that I've learned. I
know it's emotional.
It's so much.
I get it. By the way, she's talking about Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that. And first in your family to go to college, is that?
Yeah, first to graduate. My cousin and I were the first generation to graduate from college. So
okay, come
yeah.
on. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
And thank you, R.O.C., for showing you that you
me,
could do it.
Yes. I owe it all to R.O.C.
Well done.
Where I am today.
Well done. Well done. Marissa, for you, the biggest takeaways?
The biggest takeaways. Wow, you made me so emotional with what you said.
Yeah, that was,
Sorry. Just the confidence to get out there and be our authentic selves and show up for everything that we care about. That R.O.C. has. R.O.C. never necessarily told us what to do. R.O.C. kind of paved the way and showed us which roads to go down.
Yeah.
And just the fact that we took them and we started to go down them on our own. R.O.C. was always behind our backs, supporting us throughout the whole way. And that would be my biggest takeaway. And from what it sounds like, all of ours is just confidence and opportunities.
Yeah, which is super important. And as I also understand it, you never leave R.O.C., right? I know a lot of y'all come back and are working for R.O.C.
I don't ever want to leave R.O.C.
No.
I would
So,
never
R.O.C.
turn my back on R.O.C.
R.O.C. is a lifelong situation.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I want to thank you all so much for sharing with me. This is why I so love having conversations with people, because I learned so much. I learned a lot from the three of you today, and I also want you all to know that I faced great adversity as a youngster myself. People look at me and think everything is just on point, and it has been a hard journey.
A beautiful struggle.
My family, when my dad became the first black high school principal in San Francisco, my family moved down to the peninsula in Menlo Park because no one would sell my parents a house in San Francisco. This is the late 1960s. So my family, we integrated a white neighborhood. And what you were saying about moving to Millbrae, that resonated for me because now I'm going to cry. I wasn't accepted. They didn't even get to know me yet. The white kids didn't want to be my friend. The black kids thought I was trying to be white. I'm like, this is just where we moved, you know? Yeah. So that really resonated for me, and I just want y'all to know that we all come from some stuff. We all come from some stuff. And what a blessing it is that your families found R.O.C.K for you and all that they've given to you. And y'all's future is so bright, and I can't wait to watch and see what y'all continue to do. So thank you. Now I'm crying. Thank you so much for sharing. You're all amazing, and this has been a real gift to me to be able to sit and talk with you.
Thank you.
And we're family now too. So there you go. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. Can I hear from the crew and give it up for my young people? Desirae, Marissa, Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. Real options for city kids. This is how we do it. Yeah, do it. Hey, hey.